starting from the first prop bet I'm going to look at, and that's Charles Johnson versus Ramazan Temirov. I think Charles Johnson should win a decision if he can pull through the danger what he's going to face early when he gets hit by Temirov. And if you look at Temirov's fights in the past, I know it's been against lesser opposition outside the UFC. A lot of them have finished in the first round by KO or TKO. Now, he's not putting guys out clean. He's TKO in a lot of them, but look at this, how many first round KOs he's got. You can't discredit it. He's obviously got a lot of power. And in his last few fights, Charles Johnson has been getting hit quite a bit. He did against Joshua Van. I was watching that one back, and he got cracked a few times, and I think he did against Sumudaerji as well. And I just think like this is worth a bet. Like if he's gonna win Temirov, I see him cracking him early. No, it might not be in the first round, but it could be. Look at all these other ones, what he's done. And on Virgin, for Temirov to win by KO in the first round, they've got it at 9-1. Now, I know Paddy Power and stuff, the odds aren't as good, so you might have to look at Virgin for this. But yeah, 9-1 for a first round finish. With all the first round KOs he's got in the past, it's I think it's worth the bet at 9-1. If you put a tenner on that, it's £100 back. Yeah, not much else to say about it really. I just think it's really good value. And with the rest, there we go, 9-1. With the rest of these picks, I know you could probably see them on the side now. You don't have to put them all on one accumulator, but if you do, it's going to be a lot of money. You can break them up and put them with a few bankers, what you've got or whatever. People deadlocks who you think are going to win. So moving on fast. That's the first one. Yeah, Temirov first round KO 9-1. That's ridiculous odds. Next fight, where I think there could be a chance of it coming in, was the Austin Lane versus Mario Pinto fight. Now, I know I said Pinto would probably win, and on my longer pick video, I was going to put him on and I had to edit the footage and say I didn't put him on because I think it's just too risky for the odds what he's got. Because the guys who he's fought, and on some of these earlier shows, like I know this WC MMA in England, it's shit. It's a shit show. They put people on there just to get wins and like build them up. He's had some good wins in his pro career on some legit shows like Fight Star Championship and stuff. But these guys, look at them. Who are they? And he's taken some of them to decision. It's not like they've been around and been tested. And I know Austin Lane ain't the best. But you see what he did in his last fight against Despan, who's a power puncher. He took him down and he controlled him. I know this guy's probably going to have a bit of a better ground game, but it's still a possibility that Austin Lane can get Pinto down and control him for 3 rounds, especially if he doesn't get finished in the first round and they start gassing out. Chances are it does go to a decision. And listen to the odds on this one. So it's about 12-1. Where has it gone? So yeah, Austin Lane by decision 23-2, so just under 12-1. That's crazy odds. I know it's like it's not super likely that it's going to happen. He's probably going to get knocked out, but if he doesn't get knocked out, do I see him potentially winning the decision? Yeah, it's highly possible. And I think at 12-1, it's worth a risk. So that was the second fight, right? I know you're seeing ahead here, but it's the first time I'm doing this. I found a better way to do it, to build the tension. So next fight, we've got, I'm going to look at the Danny Barlow versus Sam Patterson fight. Now, in my last video I said, most likely, Danny Barlow is going to catch Sam Patterson and knock him out cold. I think that's probably the most likely scenario, but the odds on that are not great. It's about 2-1 or something, not even that. Less than that. It's ridiculous. And Sam Patterson's path to victory in this fight is going to be his ground game. He's coming off 2 quick submissions in his last 2 fights against dangerous punchers. He's managed to get them down and sub him in the first round. And I think if Sam Patterson's going to win this fight, that's what he's going to do. He's going to sub Danny Barlow. I know he's not been sub before, I don't think. But he's still early on in his career. And he's been subbed in his amateur career. I don't know what that fight was like, but he's early on in his career, so you don't know has he been tested on the ground by someone with the likes of skill like Sam Patterson, and that is 5-1. So Sam Patterson by submission is 5-1. Yeah, so I think it's worth having a little dabble on it, because I think if Sam Patterson wins, that's how he's going to win. He's going to win by submission. Next fight we're going to look at is Cody Brundage versus Julian Marquez. But just a side note as well, I was looking at just some underdog on the money line to win, and I think Nasrat's got a good chance of beating Ribovic, because Ribovic has not fought the quality fighter that Haqparast has fought, and I think Haqparast could be dangerous early. I haven't seen people saying Esteban Ribovic has got the better footwork. Maybe, but I think Nasrat's footwork's really good, and he gets around, skirting around on the outside, and he's good at countering as well. And I'd say Ribovic is more of a pressure he's going to pressure forward more, and I could see Nasrat winning that. So that's another one I was looking at, but it's only 2-1. So, and I think Ribovic is most likely to win. I don't think the 2-1 odds are good enough to have a bet on it. So Cody Brundage versus Julian Marquez. Now, Julian Marquez has been knocked out in his last 3 fights in the first round. One of them was by Zach Reese, who Cody Brundage knocked out in the first round. And I just think he's been that inactive. He's coming in off 3 KOs. He's the older guy on his way out. Cody Brundage is not the best, but he's only 30. He's training at a decent gym, and he gets a lot of first round finishes. He's getting a lot of first round KOs and TKOs. Even in the fights he lost, like against Rodolfo Vieira, he dropped him in the first round and nearly finished him. You know what I mean? And if he's going to a second round with Bo Nickel and he didn't get finished in the first round, I don't think Julian Marquez is nowhere near on the same level as Bo Nickel in the grappling. So I think Brundage could get it done by KO in the first round. It's not. I think this is the most likely one of the high value picks to come in. I know he's no contest here. He kind of gave up in that fight a little bit, and the one where he got won by DQ as well, he kind of gave up on that, and he's looking for a way out. But he's still dangerous early, and I think he can get it done. Was that the last one? Oh, and then I had Manuel Cat versus Asu Almabayev. I think it'll be a bit of a point fight. I think they're both looking to stay on the outside, landing little shots. I know Almabayev might seem more a grappler, but if you watch his last fight against Nicolau, he was doing that. He was on the outside. He was just picking his shots and stuff like that. And I think it could be a slow paced fight. I don't think it's going to be a barn burner. So I can see that one going to decision, but you don't have to put that on. The odds ain't great on that one. But if you put all them on what I've just said, so that's Temirov versus Temirov first round KO, Austin Lane by decision, Patterson by sub, Brundage by KO in the first, and then the last fight to go the distance. I'm not saying you should do this. I think it's just a dreamer bet, but it's just like putting on the lottery, innit? If you put a tenner on that, that's 79 grand back. So even if you only put a quid on that, it's still 8 grand almost back. So I might chuck a few quid on it, and then I'm probably going to separate them up a little bit. So I'll put them on in doubles, or I'll put them on with a few banker bets who I think are going to win. Or maybe I'll just put them on singles as I go. I'm not quite sure yet, but those are my high value picks for UFC this weekend. So I'll go over them one last time. It's Temirov by first round KO, that's 9-1. You've got Austin Lane versus Mario Pinto. I think you got Lane decision, and that's 12-1. I'm not saying he's the most likely, I'm just saying it's the most value. And then you got Patterson by sub, 5-1. Brundage by KO in the first, 5-1. And then forget about that last fight. I don't care about it. To go the distance, that's just the evens. You just put that on if you want to put it on, like a bit of a parlay or accumulator, as I call it. But yeah, I thought there's some really good high value picks, and I'll definitely be putting a bit on. So just wanted to give you them. Hopefully, some of them come in. Let me know what you're going for in the comments down below, and if you like these videos and you want me to keep making them, make sure you give us a like and subscribe as well. Cheers, see you next time.